Welcome to this segment of Developmental Supervision, Objective Writing. I want to start you off with a little classic literature. Alice asks, "Would you please tell me which way I ought to go from here?" And the Cheshire Cat responds, "That depends a great deal on where you want to go." Alice says, "I don't much care where." And the Cheshire Cat responds, "Then it doesn't matter which way you go." "Oh, so long as I get somewhere." "Oh, you're sure to do that if you only walk long enough." And most of you recognize that that's from Alice in Wonderland, conversation between Alice and the Cheshire Cat. I would ask you at this time to think about what is the most precious commodity that you have as a classroom teacher. You may even want to turn the tape off in a second and think about it. If you responded time, you are exactly right. Time is a precious and limited commodity for a classroom teacher. If you're a geometry teacher, you can anticipate having the youngsters for 180 days. You'll either accomplish your objective of teaching them geometry or you will not. Same thing for an elementary reading teacher. 180 days, you'll either provide those students with the skills and the skills that they need to become proficient readers, or you will not. Time is a precious and limited commodity, and therefore we cannot afford to waste any of it. However, some teachers begin instruction with an objective in mind, but they kind of meander. They meander a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right, and eventually they'll reach their objective. But there are other teachers who are focused on their objective. They know what they want to accomplish, and they teach to that objective. Those teachers are efficient in their utilization of time. To assist the teacher in being efficient in the utilization of time is identifying and teaching to an objective. The reason that you want to teach to an objective, it allows you to stay focused on the purpose of instruction. It allows you to zero in on what is important and to accomplish what you start out to accomplish. In addition to that, it allows students to know what they're going to be held accountable for. And if you present extraneous information, they can eliminate that extraneous information because they know what they're going to be held accountable for. For instance, my focus for you is as follows, that at the end of this session, you'll be able to list the 4 elements of an objective and be able to write an objective with all 4 elements. So let's get started on objective writing. There are 4 parts of an objective. And here's an example of an objective. The learner will write a paragraph with a topic sentence and 3 supporting details. Now the 4 elements of this objective are as follows. The first element is the audience. In this case, it's the learner. It's the who that we're talking about. The next element is the action verb, that which receives the action. In this case, what the learner will do is the learner will write. The third element of the objective is the direct object. The direct object is that which receives the action. In this case, the learner will write a what? In this case, it's a paragraph. Now, one could suggest that you could stop here with these 3 parts. The learner will write a paragraph. However, there is a potential pitfall in this, in that you have not established any criteria for success. So therefore, any paragraph that the student wrote and submitted would have to be acceptable. So the 4th element of an objective is the criteria. In this case, we want the paragraph to include a topic sentence and 3 supporting details. So here are the 4 elements of an objective. The learner, who we're talking about, the action verb, what the learner will do, the direct object, that which receives the action, and finally the criteria or specificity in which we're looking for in our objective. Now, if you will, turn off the computer for just a second and name the 4 components of an objective.